What is up, fellas and lady fellas? What's going on, guys? Today, I've got a new card coming from Rise of the Duelist. We only had one card revealed today, but I do think it is interesting, and I did want to highlight it here on the channel. Just a quick video while we're still in quarantine time. Anyway, today, we have Dead Reef, the Ephemeral Fish. It's pretty cool. Level 4 water fish effect monster, if you want to see a better view of it here. It has a pretty cool look. Kind of looks like a Dragalge from Pokemon, but pretty cool card. There, it's a level 4 water fish effect monster with 1500 attack, 1600 defense, and you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn because it has 2. First effect, when this card is summoned, normal, special, whatever, you can send any fish monster except for another copy of itself from your deck to the graveyard. And the second effect says you can banish this card from your graveyard to target 3 fish monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 1 card. Pretty solid. I mean, really, this is like a fish-themed Armageddon Knight that also has an additional bonus of being able to get you an extra draw later on and to reset some of the cards back into your deck. It's pretty good. I really think this card is pretty legit, especially once we look at the options that we pretty much have right now as far as being like the best options to send with this card. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I think like the only difference between this and Armageddon Knight is like Armageddon Knight is not once per turn, so the possibilities of looping him in some way, shape, or form and getting extra sends is good. He's a little more generic because he's any dark. That's the most popular attribute in the game, and this is just one type. But still, any given card like this in any given type, if it's just generic, will probably come up in the future, just being a good card because so many decks nowadays are becoming graveyard centric and just getting utility that way. So yeah, I think it's pretty dang good. Now, when we go to look at what this card can actually take advantage of, or what cards kind of synergize with it in terms of what you'd want to be sending to the graveyard, I really looked through every fish monster, and there's really only 3, but we're going to talk about them here. First up is Fishborg Launcher. This is a pretty cool card. He pretty much says if you have a monster or monsters in your graveyard other than him, and all monsters in your graveyard are water, which there's a good chance they would be if you're playing a deck that plays him anyway, unless you used a hand trap or something. All monsters in your grave would be water. He can just special summon himself from the graveyard, but he can only be used as a synchro material for a water monster, but he can still be used for Xyz, still be used for link summoning and everything else. So but if he does do synchro, he has to be for a water synchro, which is fine. He's also a tuner, so he can help you go into Needle Fiber, which is pretty cool. And yeah, his effect is once per turn also. So like once you get him back in grave, he can potentially just come back out every single turn, which is not too shabby. So this was the first one, just an okay extender, because the problem is you'd have to get another water in grave, and if our new guy, our Ephemeral Fish, is our normal summon, there's a good chance he wouldn't have even been able to put another water in grave with him. So weird stuff there, but still, there's some potential there. Then we move on to Citadel Whale. This is a new card as well, Citadel Whale. Not a new card, but like another card that works with this. So this card says if it's in the hand or graveyard, you can tribute 2 water monsters to special summon this card, and then if this card is a special summon, you get to set a C-Stealth attack directly from your deck. And also, once per turn, if your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a water monster you control, you can quick effect negate that effect with Citadel Whale. So he does have some targeting protection. He's a big body. He gets you a C-Stealth attack on summon, so he kind of helps make up for the 2 monsters you tributed. He's fine. I think he's more cheeky than anything. Like, you'd have to be playing a deck that's like based around Citadel Whale. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. We'll just say he's interesting. Yeah, I like, he could be a cool spicy deck that's fun and like a what's his name? What is his name? The guy who plays Umi, the Umi deck in Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh my god, I can't remember his name, but I can picture him so clearly. The legendary fisherman guy, whatever. Mako Tsunami, there we go. Unless you're playing like a theme deck based off of that, you wouldn't really be playing Citadel Whale. But it does technically want to be in the graveyard, so there is some potential there. And then the last one, and probably the most the most fitting one, the one that'll may come up actually, because it does support some certain combos, is the Nimble package, because the Nimbles want to be sent to grave, and when they do, they kind of pop off a little bit. So Looking at Nimble Angler specifically, Nimble Angler says if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon up to 2 level 3 or lower Nimble monsters from your deck, except for Nimble Angler. So the whole idea here is you normal summon our new Ephemeral Fish, send Nimble Angler, and he special summons you 2 more Nimble monsters. They're going to be level 2 or lower, so they don't get to level 4, so they don't get you a rank 4 for like Bahamut Shark into Toad immediately or anything like that. But it does get you 2 more bodies on board. And I don't know if any of them are tuners. If they are, it could potentially get you into Needle Fiber, which could potentially get you into a rank 4. I don't know. But still, it gets you 2 more bodies on board. So that makes it so your normal summon is 3 bodies on board, essentially, which is actually pretty good. Gives you some link potential there, just off of 1 card in hand. And that's, I think, like the main key there. But yeah, those are really the only targets that seem to be here so far. Obviously, like, Konami knows what they're doing. They wouldn't release this card unless they had like some kind of future that they thought would be interesting, like for like cards and stuff. So I would not be surprised if we find out that like later on we'll get other fish monsters that want to be sent to grave. We see like sharks as an archetype is going to become way better in Master of 4, specifically with the couple new shark cards coming in Eternity Code and stuff. So we definitely got to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this new card. I think it's a really cool card, and I want to know what you guys think about it overall. I think it definitely has potential. I mean, Foolishing stuff is like so good. Like, it really is. Like, it's so good in our game nowadays. It's almost as good as straight up searching cards to hand. And so I definitely think the potential is there, but I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts as well. So let me know what you guys think there. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.